Alright, let's do this. Mounts are sad. Mounts are... At first I thought it was like, your mounts are saddened and ready.
I mean, they are kind of sad that they're being saddled.
We made your horses nice and sad for you, sir.
Hey, whatever works. Doesn't matter anyway, it's just gonna fall down.
It's like, I refuse to ride horses that are happy.
I feel like that would be a Jean thing to say.
I refuse to ride horses that are happy.
I'm hoping to get a spell that lets me use like my fist as like a channeling, just so I can say Vulcan Punch.
Yeah.
Vulcan Punch!
You could probably already, like, make some stuff that feels like that.
I'll get the gun knuckles or whatever that you were gonna have.
You make the gun knuckles before I do it. It's like, come on.
I probably could if I could get inspiration from my god.
If you can, like, understand how the gun works and, like, figure it out, there is a basic way to do it, I feel like.
I feel like it would just be like you get your fist and like mount on the fist like the actual barrel of the gun, and like you have like 3 shots or something before you have to reload, and you take a whole turn to reload.
Yeah, like what I imagine is that it's like, you have the actual mechanism of the gun like on the back of your hand, like pointed forward with the barrel and stuff. And you have, like, metal bar extending around for, like, the trigger that's, like, in front of the actual knuckle. So you're not, like, specifically, like, like, punching fist first. You're, like, punching with the trigger first, and that causes the gun to go off.
That being said, you would have to have, like, some sort of modifier that, like, you roll, like, a 1d20 or something like that, and if you get like a 1, like the thing actually like backfires, clogs, or explodes depending on the scenario. And it's like,
I'd be fine with that.
I would too. Like I'd be like, you know what? I'm okay with this, but you would be better off because you have like a lot of different types of proficiencies. I don't have anything that would let me get like an exotic type proficiency. But like as a monk and a fighter and like a barbarian and everything like that, you're like, hey, I have access to just about anything. Like, okay.
Yeah. Like, you know how many classes I'm taking, right?
No, I have no idea.
It's
like,
epic, like, monk, fighter, barbarian, rogue.
And how many of them are you leveling up?
At least one, just fighter mainly.
It's not too bad. I want to make basically get like a really high dex character the next time, and just play like a ranger rogue combo kind of thing, or just a ranger, or even just a rogue, one of those. And like, with no offense to Phustus, like he's still new to the game, but like ranger is like one of the deadliest classes in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
and
is it?
Yeah, if you play it right, they are one of the deadliest. Like, obviously, casters have, like, grandiose abilities, but, like, a ranger can basically, because, like, they can get, like, such extreme range, they can get, like, you can't hide behind cover unless it's full cover kind of thing, a lot of these kind of things. And, like, favored enemies and stuff, and, like, tracking and all that, like, they can become the strongest. But then like rogues as well can be like really good if you can sneak attack constantly. So if you were there, and and this is why I was thinking like level 7 or something like that, I was contemplating going a rogue, just so that I would like start sneak attacking with stuff, because it's like you're always up in the front, and I'm like, okay, well,
yeah, I guess that does make sense, because it's like, I guess like most spells don't actually go that far when you compare to like how stupidly like good longbows are. Because like if you can
like,
just
120
boost
feet or whatever, like that's a lot of range.
Yeah, because if you can just like boost yourself or whatever and get a bunch of buffs off, then that can be pretty damaging, I guess.
Well, you also get like multi shots too, so
yeah,
like you're shooting multiple times. And that's like what's so great about them is like, so like you put the hunter's mark on, and then you like shoot them, and you do like depending on the weapon too, like if you can get like enchanted type weapons or like a firearm type weapon, depending on if they'll let you have that, like you can do extraordinary amounts of damage, because like your modifiers are going up with your levels and whatnot, as well as like the abilities you're getting. And then like you have like a specific type of familiar or something like that, you can get them to like pin down the enemy or like give you flanking or whatever it is so that you get bonus. And like there's a lot of versatility. But I mean, with like any class, you know, like the main, like my class is like the broken thing about my class is literally the spirits. Summon out the spirits and just like, you know, stay away.
Yeah.
Every time they enter range, boom.
I feel like I'd be way more willing to do like a ranger if I could like, you know, like retexture it as like a musket or something. Because muskets over bows any day.
You'd have to ask BluFuzzyhat, but like yeah, like that is like my friend James. He does that for his D&D campaign. He has this like hell. He actually has like, because they're doing like I think it's Aberon or something like that. But he has like this like artifact style musket that like has a chance to hurt him, and it's like a hell musket or something like that. But it does a lot of damage. But like he can also like take a lot of damage from it or whatever, and it's like it possesses him sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like he has roles he has to do and stuff like that, but he also is like really, really good. Like with his thing, he'll literally take like an enemy at 60 life, and in one round, there is no enemy left.
Man, nuttiest crap I've ever seen is like just some guy like play a game with the like, you know, he basically built like a paladin fighter so he could get action surge. So there's points where we'd like walk up to a boss and it'd be like a big deal. It's like this giant spider. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Just walks up, burns like his highest spell slot on like, you know, smite. Does one attack, just like takes off like most of its health because he crits. Does like another action surge so he could get another smite in. Burns his like other level 2 spell slot, and he just finishes it off in like one round.
Yeah, I believe it. Like there's
so
some
nutty.
abilities that are insane. Like I've seen like Lucky's character do some decent damage, and I was kind of like, whoa, wait. And he was just like, yeah, I'm going to do all these things together. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to cleric over here and just like keep this aura up then, I guess, because, you know, fuck me.
Well, keep in mind that I did some things I wasn't supposed to be able to do because I didn't realize.
But yeah, if you build
just in general, like a lot of the stuff you've been doing.
Yeah, if you build your character right, paladins are nuts.
They are.
Because you basically get like all the perks of high spell damage, but you also get armor, so you just run in and just wreck dudes.
I should upgrade my armor.
My thing is definitely like if I could hit better with spells, like if my rolls were better, I would be doing a lot more damage. But like I just need more spell slots right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm honestly like I could do the guiding bolt or whatever. The other thing too is like I'm having to heal you, and then like I'm like, okay, I can like heal you and cast I can't cast 2 spells, so I can only heal you and then do like a cantrip.
Yeah. Man, we need to get to a point where like Farum upgrades his armor and it becomes Farum 2.0.
Or, you know, just stop running in.
Yeah, I've gotten better armor once. I upgraded to Splint, and that put me up to 20 AC.
Yeah.
Like I'm at the 22 with the Mithril full plate, but it's like I still have like a bit more I could do.
Man, like that's already just so nuts, because if you use like Shield of Faith, then like you need to have +3 on your attack or you physically can't hit them. Like unless you
That's
get
my goal,
crit,
to make
like,
it that like unless they have like large modifiers, like that's my goal, is to make it so that unless they have large modifiers, they can't hit me. And the whole point is like to like just put my, like I said, put my my spell up with the spirits. I just sit with the spirits like wandering around protecting you guys, and like either throwing out like my cantrip or like, and if I get, I think it's level 7, my cantrip levels up again, or maybe it's 8. but it's like, then it starts doing like 3d8 damage.
Yeah.
And it's like, it starts getting up there.
Right, my controller died. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. Charge the battery, what? Alright.
People still use batteries.
Alright, let's see how good this shield is.
Alright, level 10.
That seems like a pretty good barrier.
It's pretty good.
Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming. $1,000 yards. 2,000.
You'll never keep me out, Copper. See?
Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
Man, it's really going up there. Whoa! Alright, that puts it in perspective. Oh my gosh.
Altitude reached.
Magic.
The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done
And,
it.
well, magic tech. It's magic and tech.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I was kind of wondering why don't they just fly around it, but no, that's a lot.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us.
This seems like a declaration of war. Maybe we should, like...
You're already at war.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Damn!
It was just a peaceful war. Gotta love when they like try to test something out and they're like, you know what, we'll just push through it because what's the worst that could happen? Then they die. Here's this gigantic barrier in front of us, but you know what? Let's just push through it.
Yeah, to be fair, the barrier did become invisible for some reason, which is very odd.
What are you?
Back. Oh, sup, Baron?
He has my
Oh, the bot is
brother.
back.
Lower the barrier.
Is it?
BaronvonCreepy.
Exactly.
Oh. I thought I was gonna have to ban somebody again.
No,
Ban that
please
Baron.
don't.
Can't be too sure.
We don't know who's gonna be infected.
Be at ease.
He hasn't completed that I'm not a robot thing here. Yeah. Which is funny because I've seen actual robots,
Not him.
like people built a robot so it would click that thing. Like, yeah, it's an actual robot.
But how am I supposed to know which of these images contain taxis?
Apparently, you don't need to get them all right for most of them. It's just like they're more like seeing how like that you don't do it super fast or whatever.
That seems really easy to work around then.
Well, because a lot of times with bots, like they go incredibly fast. That's the whole point of them. But I mean, there are some workarounds to it, but
Yeah,
not-
because it feels like it'd be really easy to just like put in code that's like, oh yeah, wait like 5 seconds between each entry or something, or like wait 10 seconds before starting, wait like 1 second between each pick.
but that's still lost time for them.
Yeah, I guess.
Like every second counts when it comes to scamming, and like if you're taking 5 seconds per interaction,
I guess
Yeah.
if you're like slowing them down, then it's fair enough.
try to think of like when people like keep a scammer on the phone
Yeah,
and they're like it doesn't really matter.
like effing Kit Boca.
It's like, well, it does matter because it's, whatever time they're spending with you is less time they get on some other mark. So you're actually
Yeah.
costing them money.
Aye.
Man, I've been going down like a rabbit hole of like Kit Boga videos recently.
I don't even know who that is.
He's like this guy who just streams where he'll just call up like scam call centers and just waste their time and just to like tick them off.
I used to watch like Jim Browning, which was like he's the one that like would actually find out where the scammers are, kind of thing, leak their information, as well as actually take down the work center. So he would find out about things, and like they'd try to basically he'd set up a virtual machine trap. They'd try to do the thing to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna come in here. Then like, you know, they're looking through all his stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, like I've got this problem, blah blah. And then like one of them, he even leaked like video footage of like one of their centers.
Feel like
he's actually led to like a lot of centers getting busted, and like a lot of arrests. Like he's not the only one, but he is like one of them that has like led to like a lot of positive stuff. And he basically asks people like, you know, I realize this is a little weird. I'm asking for like, you know, donation support just to help me like be able to do this full time, because, you know, I can't do this all the time and like work a job.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, like happy to support that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's rad. Like, oh, that's like Kit Bo's like doing some stuff where it's like, yo, he's mostly like more for like entertainment, feels like.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does have like stuff where it's like, yo, he like managed to get a hold of like one of the scripts they use and just post it online and stuff, and yo, he did a big video where he'd like call these people up and like read their own script back to them just to see how they'd react. And like that was pretty fun, because it's like, yo, a lot of them conned pretty quickly, and one of them just started like, yo, trying to like roleplay as like him or something to waste Kit Boga's time. It was like just this weird thing.
It's funny when they get busted, like they're basically like some like they've like actually said like, you know, I'm going like I'll kick your ass, stuff like that, or like they come up with like really crazy stuff, and it's like they justify their behavior like in whatever way, and it's like I guarantee if like, you know, somebody went up to them and like ruined something for their family, they'd be like, you don't do that. And I'm like, then why are you doing it to other people? Well, I've got to make a paycheck. Like, I understand you got to make a paycheck, but you also set the rules to following morals or not following morals. Like,
I am no more than Gaius Baelsar.
And I have no sympathy for somebody who willingly knows that they're scamming somebody. Like, if you don't actually know and you think you're doing like something for the better, I'm willing to listen.
Yeah. Right, so who's the student? Oh, right, this guy.
That reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea?
Man, he's still alive? What the heck?
Yeah.
As he used so many others.
That's why I asked if you recognized anything about him.
Yeah, it's been so long, man.
That's fair. Like, I forgot about it too.
His voice is different too. I didn't recognize him when I first saw him.
I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least.
I guess to be fair, we never saw him without the mask, so it does make sense for his voice to change.
A moment of folly.
Because, like, I guess the mask just made his voice sound different. Like, the whole suit and stuff.
Yeah, it did. It was very...
The voice actor also just completely changed.
Yeah, that too.
How dare they? A kingdom for another DPS ability.
Never to return to Garlemald or her legions.
Yeah, that's the problem with most jobs is
I need to do my actual job quest thing is why.
Oh, that's what that mask was. Because I noticed it, but I was like, oh yeah, aren't Ascian masks red or something? Oh well, I guess it's just a different kind, but no, that's like his Garlean mask.
Mm-hmm.
My principal quarry was to be La Hebrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion.
Yeah, we kind of got rid of some of them. We took out one of them at
But
least.
so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow
Alright,
chaos
let's go back to
throughout
Limbs,
our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword.
So how the crap are you able to kill these
Are the
things?
scions not of like mind?
I mean, he was able to stand toe to toe with
In
us.
a single respect, perhaps.
Yeah, but like that's when he had the ultimate weapon and stuff.
Even without the ultimate weapon, you have to understand Gaius is actually very accomplished among Garleans.
Yeah,
You
that's
fought
true.
it too before the ultimate weapon, and like you actually had a hard time fighting him before the color. And then the weapon was like the ultimate, like, oh fuck, and you couldn't beat the weapon without the crystal's
This you
interference.
already know.
Yeah.
But among the red there exists a hierarchy.
So
So the
let's
dreadful
just say
shards clearly stand below those
you
still
think that
joined
he's
to the
not
source.
tough, but he didn't have a crystal
Okay.
protector.
Okay, this makes sense. So it's like the Ascians are like different levels of strength,
Gabrielles, who once
basically.
dared to
Yeah,
intrude
there's like
the rising stone,
they explain more in the
belonged to
actual
former group,
like
and
later on, I
Twilight was
think.
indeed a
Yeah.
dangerous
Yeah.
foe,
Also,
but
there's parts of the summoner job quest where it's like here's some really easy like punk Ascians to kill.
Yeah, think of like hierarchy. There's a hierarchy among them too.
Yeah.
The first was La Hebrea.
Nope, they cannot, Baron. You are correct.
There is also the white-robed Elidibus.
He uses
and
Magitech
the
stuff.
elusive Emmett Selk, about whom little is known.
Magitech's pretty good though.
We have files
Pretty
on
good.
Lahebrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmett Selk is new to us. As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Well, it's a bit more than that,
He seems the
actually.
most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium.
Told you, they're a pain in the ass,
between
Sam.
darkness and light.
Oh, he maintains an
Your many
equilibrium.
deeds in Heidelind's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets.
So
It
who's
was
on
the
top
trail of this
then?
very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty,
Could be somebody you haven't met.
inspected the
I'm
bodies
sure
of
it
the
is.
rebels,
It's
and
me.
lack of any external injury drew my immediate
Cookie
attention.
is just the leader of the Ascians.
No,
And
I'm the
people
leader
can't
of the
use magic
Ascians.
either. Yeah, yeah.
They
That's what I
are
told you to say, but secretly I'm the leader.
an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army.
But I have you pretend to be the leader in my absence.
Its production limited, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas. This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about.
Yeah.
Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of
Yeah.
hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alameda?
I am going to add a channel point reward just for that.
Just for yeah.
Put your
Yeah, I'm
fist
going to
against
record a
it.
clip of you saying it all the time. And it's going to be like a sound effect of you going, yeah.
Along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild
I do want to get like sound effects from like all my friends that are kind of regulars, just to be like, you know, things that they actually say.
Regardless, I would draw your attention to.
I know what mine would be for somebody else's channel. Oh, fuck.
The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno C.
Oh, great. I've got like level 4 things next to a level 50 mob. Great. Don't attack me,
A
please.
dead man signing the death
I think I'm
warrant
too low for you to
thousands.
attack me,
It is bad comedy.
unless I actually attack you.
Yeah, it's not that funny.
It's got a weird symbol next to it. It's a hunt.
Yeah, it is a, yeah.
Yeah, it'll just leave you alone.
I just- Yeah, unless you're like higher level, they'll
cloning
do something, but-
technology, we realize.
Nope, never mind. He one-shot me. I walked right there.
What should we find in each and every incubator?
Yes, that just happened.
Young,
But you know
Yeah.
what? I need to go quick travel to Limsa Laminza anyway.
Yeah, they're pulling some World War II shit for sure.
Oh, just wait, Death. Just wait. There's more.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this gets even more World War
all of which
II.
prompts the question.
But
Are
wait,
the
there's more.
Ascians responsible for these abominations, Or was it the will of the Empire?
Oh, my butt is falling asleep. Jesus.
Yeah, dang.
Know which hand guides the Empire.
Right at the tailbone part,
Though I
too.
have
Oh,
given
so
up my
uncomfortable.
rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my
It's like
homeland.
I lost
Oh,
all the
heck
cushioning
yeah.
in my butt.
It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
Yeah, that's true.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth,
What did they call the mustard
it's not my
gas stuff?
decision
Was
to
it like
make.
Red October or something like they call that? No, what did they call it?
I know. I
Black
don't.
Rose.
No, in World War One.
Oh.
It was like napalm. I think they called like Red. What was it called?
I know
Mustard
the
gas
like
and
the.
napalm.
I know that there's like Agent Orange in Vietnam, but this is like something else.
Yeah, it might have been Agent Orange is the thing I'm thinking of for like was that the napalm?
Yeah, I think that was the. It was either the napalm or the stuff that made crops not
There
grow.
was a time when I
It was one or
scorned
the
those who
other.
placed their faith in false
What was
gods.
the code name for mustard gas? Do you remember that, Baron?
My blinkered conviction placed mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever like
So
heard
that
of
was the
it
infamous Black
specifically.
Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Oh, thank goodness his ship didn't explode.
Well, I am content to leave the fine
I
tuning
don't
of the
think
barrier
it
to cleverer
was there.
minds. Let us bid our friends
I don't think
from
there
the
was a
ironworks
code name
farewell,
for it. It might have
and
been the
see what can be done
napalm,
for
which
Alpha
was
and
I think you
Odakin
said
Dawn.
Agent
Yeah,
Orange.
Agent Orange. Because that's like a big thing. Man, Vietnam was fucked. Sulfur mustard? Is that it? Maybe? Might be it.
Apparently, I'm seeing an article that America admitted to using napalm bombs in Iraq. That's wonderful.
Hmm.
Yeah, every now and then you hear an article like that, we just have to stop and be like, wait, are we the bad guys? I think we might be the bad guys.
Well, it's not that we, as in the country, necessarily of the people. A lot of it is the wealthy.
Yeah. It's wealthier, opposing, the war class, and they're, using their power to, change the rules to screw our people in stock exchanges. I think we might be the bad guys.
It's not just the stock exchange. The war in Iraq was proven to be fabricated.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was proven.
it was proven pretty early on, too, if I remember right.
But nothing ever came from it. And that's the problem of it is you've got these people going to war over wealth and stuff, even in this day and age. And America right now, the main problem is if you got the same wealthy people fighting over wealth and trying to keep that wealth and hoard it, and it's all about connections kind of thing.
Yeah, because
That's the same thing with what's going on right now with the Wall Street stuff. Normally, that's free enterprise. In a capitalistic society, that's actually not a bad thing. In a monopolistic society, it's a terrible thing.
Yeah. Because, going back to Iraq, that's actually a really interesting topic to, talk about, because it's, it was one of those situations where, the story got, so heavily controlled that, it was, people were basically, putting their careers on the line to, speak out and, say the truth, right? Because, Lindsay Ellis has, a really interesting video about this on, it was, 9/11 revolution music or something like that. Something like that. Shouldn't be hard to find. Or, Bush era, rebel music or something. Where it's oh, yeah, all the, art that kind of came out around that time kind of had to be, for the story the government wanted to push. or, you know, you just be, like, booed off the stage and, like, people's careers got destroyed. But yeah, really crazy how that works out.
It's the interesting thing about, like, when somebody comes up with conspiracy theories, like, I used to be one of those people that would just, like, shut up, you're a kook. And
Yeah.
I've come to the point now where, like, basically some of the stuff that people say about conspiracy stuff, like, I'm like, yeah, that seems pretty far-fetched. But there's always a small part of me that goes, you know what, like don't buy all into this, but definitely find some healthy skepticism about things.
Yeah.
Because, like, even in what they're saying, there is some truth that there is, like, because there is conspiracies out there. There's a ton of them.
Like, real world conspiracies are usually, like, way more, like, straightforward, you know? Where it's like, oh, like, yo, the Koch brothers or whatever, like, the Coen brothers or whatever, the crap, like, yo, or, like, putting money in, like, politician pockets to, like, get this regulation out. And it's like, they'll try and hide their tracks, but, like, yo, if you could just, like, see the evidence, there's a very clear line of, like, you know, they want this thing, so they're doing this thing, as opposed to something like, you know, like, flat earth conspiracies, where it's like, oh, no one really knows what the end game is, but they're like, you know, they're puppeting the entire world and doing all this stuff all over the place for, like, you know, all these really vague objectives. And it's like, yeah, that's not how it works. It's not how it works in the real world.
There are, like, some truths about things, like when people are talking, for instance, about, like, alien life, they don't really understand what they're saying necessarily, but, like, there is some truth to what they say. Like, there is in fact alien life out there, and there has been some proof that we've been contacted by alien life in one way, shape, or form. But the way we think of contact, we think of, oh, like a telephone call or something like that, like a, you know, like that they land and they talk to us that way. But that's not really the way we've actually been contacted. It's like an encrypted, like, how, I don't want to say encrypted, but like a message that we don't really understand. Like, there are messages, like, we even just discovered, like, FM radio waves from a moon kind of thing, from a different planet's moon. And it's like, we're discovering that, like, also there was life on Mars kind of thing and other things, but they're not the way that, like, our you know, the way our, like, movies tend to be, like, oh, we found life on Mars, blah, blah, blah. It's like, we found microbial life or something.
Oh, yeah. Because that's the thing, because, like, I straight up don't believe in, like, you know, E.T. aliens, you know, like that type of thing, where it's like, oh, little green men just come down and they, like, abduct someone, then they just let them go or whatever. Like, to me, that's, like, nonsense.
Like, they could stay in orbit, like, spend less time in orbit, like, you know, do, like, go orbit somewhere else, let Earth spin, like, you know, an extra 200 years, watch us destroy ourselves, come back and conquer.
Yeah. I do want to point out the ominous music going on right now is a pretty good background for this conversation.
I think the one thing I think about, like, a lot of these conversations about, like, aliens coming to invade is, like, why would they bother? Why would they waste resources on our planet?
Yeah, it's like, why would you just show up, abduct, like, a random hick, just probe his anus, and then let him go? That doesn't, like, add
those
up.
things are definitely way out of there. Like, I definitely, if somebody's like, I got probed, I'm like, yeah, okay.
A sheer frustration, honestly, I do, but Alpha has returned to us alive, and otherwise unharmed. All remains is to find the means to wake him. Till then, you'd fulfill your duties as a scion. Yours and your brother's both. Man, this stream is for, like, nobody right now.
Sometimes streams are just for being hangout, you know?
Yeah, I'm fine with it, honestly.
The way mine are. The only thing that bores me in my channel is, like, if somebody's not there to chat, like, at all, whether it's in my Discord or on the stream kind of thing. And it's like, I don't mind if people lurk. Like, if there's, like, you know, 40, 50 lurkers, I don't mind. But if I'm only talking to myself with, like, no reiteration, it kind of gets a little boring. But if there's like even one person that just chats a little bit, I'm like already inspired to do more.
Yeah. You also were sending troops out and stuff. Alright. Pray be aware that will not arrive without delays, save for some of most teleportation magic. Bolter force must be transported by sea. Lengthy voyage for the smart vessels fared by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Korglas were to enlist the Alliance of the Far East Aldenar Train Company and flying civil ships. So that navigation curly distances in Crescent, we are in the happy position of being able to call upon those who plot the course for our people's exodus to Eorzea. Okay. It's unlike that these Aldenar friends will consent to involved in military operations. But I'm certain they will form Alderon's a breath aboard one of the vessels. Oh, Alphanite, right. Oh, sorry. She'll have Chirugion?
Chirurgeon. Healer.
Oh, Chirurgeon, alright. Coming to every end of the way to the Rising Stones. I say oh as if that makes it make more sense.
It's what they've called the healers throughout the story. Chirurgeon.
Yeah. Oh, it's perfect for him? Alright, awesome. Thanks, Baron. Yeah, that is pretty reassuring to be like, oh yeah, people actually are liking this. I'll go on ahead with our friends at Amigo. Enlist all those capable of teleportation, put on the disposal of the Eorzea Alliance as soon as possible. So they'll form a vanguard. And yeah, it's exactly what we hoped for. Lycee and the Alliance leaders will be glad to indeed to welcome a combined strength of the East. Okay. Yeah. Sorry if we've been like neglecting you a bit, Lucky.
I just don't have anything to say.
Wait,
Yeah.
Lucky's here?
Hi.
Oh yeah.
Just
Cause like we've just been going on and on about like aliens in Iraq and like, you know, effing conspiracies and stuff, and like this entire time Lucky's just like, yeah, I just want to see more Final Fantasy.
Our supplies of Black Rose
I'm
have
just
been
back at the free company house
already under
dancing.
construction. Should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
I mean, I'm working on leveling. I'm almost 12.
Yeah. Wait, is that the guy with the weird, like, thing on his head? The weird, like... Yeah, I think it was. The guy from the effing, like, Gunbreaker quest line, yeah.
Yes, the infamous Black Rose.
There's a class I want to do for
If I recall
tanking.
correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention.
Yada yada yada. Talks less. Just send me on my way to do whatever it is I'm supposed to do.
Indeed, it's airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
Yeah, the fact that they
With
have
no
chemical
gift for
weapons
sorcery,
seems
we
way
Guardians
more
must hope to
dangerous
match
than
it
all the
to evil
robots.
odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our
It's by
soldiers
far
and
more
saves the
effective.
cause of this empire, there is no
Yeah,
method I would
can't
not
argue with
employ.
that.
The Echo, as far as I know, doesn't protect us from like chemical warfare.
It's kind of hard to stop, like, a poison gas attack with an axe.
Just gotta cut through it.
How very
Yeah.
noble of you.
Can't cut through it. You just haven't gotten strong enough as a warrior yet.
You just do the big moment at the end of the Dark Knight trailer, like the Shadowbringers trailer, I mean, where the Dark Knight just swings his sword up and it cuts through the clouds.
And I hate how slow hide is.
Death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether.
So I'm supposed to use my hide to gather information.
Gas should be most susceptible to
Ugh.
its influence.
So slow.
Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
I don't like how casually he said that.
Well,
Oh, Solus doesn't give a crap.
Although it's interesting, like when you learn more about him, that you kind of like have like a little bit of like a, should I still hate him? Should I not?
This guy seems like a pretty big scumbag right now.
He does, but then when you like,
Or maybe Cookie's talking about stuff he shouldn't be talking about.
But you seem oblivious to the harm.
I mean, I don't think I'm revealing anything. I don't because like maybe it's only me that thinks this way, but.
I think I read about an area where white mages experimented with bioweapons. What the crap?
You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal
I know that
demise.
summoners learn bio. I know scholars have bio.
That's me chilling out in the goblet as a white mage,
Plunged into civil war for your
practicing
faith to
chemical
name its
warfare.
edifice.
You know, I'm just imagining Lucky, like every time I talk about this game, he's like standing behind me, like with his mace ready, like, dare ya, say something more.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of
You're like a big
departure
conk and then realize what happened.
timed? It was by design.
Wait, you're just now revealing this?
I haven't said anything to him about the next expansion.
No,
He doesn't know like anything.
My bad.
Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was.
Keep in mind, everything I said never
so
happens.
carefully constructed.
Alright, wiped from my memory. Screw this guy.
Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not
He reminds me of a character BluFuzzyhat would play.
gratitude.
Yeah.
BluFuzzyhat's like, he's like, I'm not an asshole, but I'm an asshole.
I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in elegant cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose
I'm just
the
now
founding
realizing what's
father
going
whom to
on.
Experiment. You have a twisted
Oh,
streak,
jeez.
Varus, like grandson,
They effing
like
cloned
grandson,
the, like,
eh?
what's his face? Like, the prince guy, whatever. Can't remember his name right now.
Xenos?
Yeah, they cloned him and that's why he, like, had dead body. But then the dead body, like, somehow survived, I guess?
Hmm.
It's gonna be really interesting if we have, like, two Xenoses running around.
This will become something of a family enterprise.
Lucky's just like, I don't want to say a thing.
Hey, whatever he wants to think.
Together, we will give the lie to
I know I'm biting my tongue right now. I could say something. I could, but I feel the paladin standing behind me, ready to smack me.
Divine Smite is on ready. He's holding his action.
In 14, my paladin is weak.
My paladin... Actually, how high level is my paladin? It's like 64? Yeah, it's kind of up there.
My character, oh my god. Post a picture in the Discord. Ah, there's the cutscene. Okay, he knows about this cutscene. That's something he knows about.
Oh, man. Sleep Dad convene with the Orzian's leaders. Maybe sometime before I return to Doma.
Because of my glamours, because of my previous glamours, this is just what I look like right now as a paladin.
Yeah, and I want to see it. Yup, that's a look alright.
That's what a paladin should aspire to be.
Yeah, just like it looks like a Mad Max reject, but it's a Lalafeld.
I have no idea. Oh, it's a combination of like. I think it's a combination of clothing I can't wear because I'm a guy now, and like the glamour I have set for my warrior.
Could be worse. You could be like this like blue pajama looking gear that I have.
Like Zippla advance party with haste and join you in Alamigo fourth wish. See word from Lise. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. So you arrived at a locks hub. We're to report to Resistance Officer Station in Porta Petroria, who will pull us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. Alright. I sure hope we don't uncover any racist evil plots. So Mad Min Max? That's actually pretty good. Yeah, also we should get Baron to play this.
You have a PS4, you don't need it on PC.
It's a good
You
game.
can do it, Baron. You could do it.
Yeah.
I just have to talk to Balefear and be like, Balefear, you and Baron both to play it, and Balefear will buy him a copy. I'm starting to learn weaknesses.
I imagine that it's like, as soon as we get into Shadowbringers, we're gonna get way more duties and raids and stuff.
You did play some before? I forgot that you mentioned that.
Oh, there's a ton of stuff to do once you get to Shadowbringers, aside from the story.
Oh dang.
Keep in mind, Shadowbringers has like a year's worth of content in it right now.
Yeah, I guess that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, because 6.0 is approaching.
Man.
I thought it was over a year. Wasn't
Probably.
it like
I mean, yeah.
2019 it came out or something, or 18? I could be wrong, but...
Came out at like the
Welcome
beginning of
back,
last
you
year,
two.
I think.
Greetings.
Was it really?
Glad you could join us.
I thought it was before
Glad
that.
to be here. I would have come sooner, while our own
Oh,
defense
dang
is
it.
not
I
in
don't want to
question.
go to the
But
store
I am
page. I want
pleased
to
to
go to the
report
wiki.
that our soldiers are going into Alamigo as we speak.
Released July 2nd, 2019.
Grateful for your support.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Defense of our allies, it won't
Like a
be
year
long
and a
before
half.
established defensive
Yeah,
positions on
almost
this
2
front
years.
as
Well, no. July 2019 is 2 years.
I can't wait
Oh,
to
July,
know
sorry,
whether
not
or
January.
not the new trailer spoils everything for me.
We
July,
have
not
some
January.
good news too. Alphano has come back to us. As for the bad
Yeah,
news,
I told there's like some kind of reveal that's going to happen on the 5th, and we think it might be. The community thinks it's probably going to be the new expansion or like previews of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Death, you can't watch it. I'll tell you any information that's relevant to you. Otherwise, you're not allowed to watch it.
February?
Me in shock.
Yeah,
But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal.
there's some kind of thing that they're doing a reveal for. Like some kind of stream or whatever, and they're gonna. They haven't said what it is, but everybody's pretty sure it's gonna be
And it
stuff
seems
pertaining
we
to
have
the new
Alphino
expansion.
thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness.
Curious what classes they'll
This
add in the
won't be
new one.
last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in
Yeah.
Eorzea.
Because, like, I've heard some people say maybe they'll add Geomancer. Like, Beastmaster feels like it's a possibility, too.
Beastmaster was...
Because, like, you could have a whip weapon.
Because they did have that in 5. But
The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all.
I'm trying to think of like all the classes that are left for them. Like Chemist was
Take
one of
steps
them.
to defend against it.
People want Chemist.
Kivus would be interesting.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Baron. Game always needs more healers.
Am I happy he's alive?
Not enough people willing to play them.
Am I happy?
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
not
if you're a
in
healer,
us?
you'll be my best friend. I'll be like, all right, we're going
Yeah.
everywhere.
Not to say
I will take the hits. I don't care if I'm a tank or a DPS. There's been a lot of
to
dungeons
see,
too where
we
I've
have a
run as a
tale of our own,
DPS and
as
the
it
tank didn't
happens.
get threat, and I
When we
pulled the
sent
threat off
envoys to
instantly
the
off the
Imperial
healer.
army to recruit
And I'm
troops,
like, because
they
I'm like a
returned with the
ninja,
message that
I know how to like
Varus'
mitigate the
Galvus
damage
would
until the tank gets it. I'd have to burn cooldowns,
The
but
Emperor himself.
it would still be fine.
Varus did sanction the Popularis peace mission,
Yeah.
I also,
but knowing that
the one thing about ninja is like, if you're not
unstable,
careful and you do your
I do not
DPS
see
too
how we
fast, you
trust
can actually
him or
rip threat
anyone
right off the
from that
tank,
nest of vipers.
especially if they're
Alliance will
non-experienced.
proceed with negotiations regardless, if
Man,
only to
it
give
feels
ourselves more
insane
time to
that, like,
prepare.
our group is pulling
We
our
do,
fingers at,
however,
like, the bad guys, and they're
require your
like, oh,
cooperation.
you're using Asians, and we're wrong about the person, but we're right about the general idea.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the
I
truce
mean,
to go
whatever
forward,
the
Empire
case,
has
the
requested
Asians
that
are
a
behind
member
it,
of the
and we
Scions
know
be
that they're a
visited.
problem regardless
There'll
of
be a
the
representative
Garleans'
from each
plans.
Alliance nation, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
And I will see you guys at D&D. I need to go get some food beforehand.
Alright, see you around.
Later.
Catch you guys then.
You know how much I hate politics.
Dang, it really is like 6 p.m., isn't it?
Then
Yeah, I think we should have enough time to do the dungeon, I hope.
attend as the Scions representative.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
I'm just
Yep.
chilling at the Resistance
That
camp.
would be me. Alright, well, I'm not fond of politics, but
We
yes,
need
I
the
gotta
war-
do it.
We need the silent warrior of light to attend this war council.
Varus means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there.
To
But
be
having
fair,
you
the
close at
last
hand
time
should
we
make
had
all
peace
the
meeting, it
difference.
didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure no
Meeting will
one's
take
trying to
place on the
sneak
border.
in crystals to,
Anticipating
like,
an early assault,
brainwash
we
all
need
these
to position
political
both of our
leaders.
forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
It's in the pronunciation of their name, Asians. They're expected to be jerks.
Like, I kind of feel weird about, like, having arms that clip through my character's hair and stuff. And I just look over at the actual character models, and it's like, oh, this is just something everyone deals with.
Yeah.
Like, people having things clipped through their hair is just a natural state of being for dudes on Eorzea.
Yeah. Well, that's just like MMOs in general.
Oh, you're just here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna sit down and have a conversation with them.
Esteemed representatives of the
It's
Eorzean
time.
Alliance. On behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Okay.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals.
Yeah.
Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
So how's this gonna go south? Well, alright, I probably know.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. But still.
Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
Yeah, historically that hasn't worked so well, because as soon as that one leader dies, things fall apart. You should be very aware of this, man.
I mean, there is the issue where the city-states are constantly in conflict with, like, beast tribes or whatever. It doesn't help that there's a Garlean invasion constantly threatening everything.
Yeah.
The citizens of Dorma can also attest to the meager arms of imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
Yeah. Well, alright, they have cloning, so human life means nothing to them now.
I don't think they get... Like, the clones are, like... I'm pretty sure the clones are, like, lifeless husks for Solus to, like... possess. Like, I don't think they're rolling out clone soldiers to the battlefields.
Yeah.
You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Hey, yo, I have like 60 Sun lulls in Monk. Can I just take this dude?
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
Yeah.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise.
I mean, yeah, when you put it like that.
You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end.
Is this dude seriously pulling up, but you live in a society, yet you choose to criticize it? Like,
So, a lot of this cutscene, which is great, is they're like, but this is how we do it, and he's like, oh, it's worked so well for you so far.
Vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people.
Like, of course the dragons were, like, not just going to lay down their arms and, like, well, arms, because they don't have weapons, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Of course they're just gonna, like, you know, let you in to see their leader and, like, engage in peace talks. You need to fight to, like, get to those conversations. And now here we are at the table. You wanna leave, or should we just, like, kill you right now?
There was a time
You
when
made,
Garlean
you made peace with your enemy after you killed their leader.
and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
Yeah, and now you have it though,
You speak
so
as if
like,
your people were the first to
stop.
have been driven from their homes. Limsa Laminsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
Well said.
So
Is it well said? Do you remember the origin of Limsa Laminsa?
to yield up their lands,
I
and that
mean,
they were
kind
happy to
of.
oblige you. That you
Limsa Laminsa is built on the backs of pirates.
Ships seized by your
Yeah, but
privateers.
yo, pirates aren't necessarily evil.
I will concede.
Basically,
after centuries of exile,
Limsa Laminsa stands on what used to be Kobold, the homeland.
is not.
Oh,
And
yeah.
those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Yeah.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the Twelve's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
Eh.
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing.
Yeah, history's not great.
Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Okay, so what now then?
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please, if you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
Yeah, there has to be something we can do.
As Mistress Alize says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future.
There's gotta be something.
Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Wow, we were so unprepared for all of that. Like, you just showed up, roasted the entire table, and left.
Yep.
We had nothing.
Varys had a counterpoint for everything.
Well, after his rants, his little performance, it was all I could do not to swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. Just asked myself out when I was would have done, tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle, it worked. There's really no coming to ground with that, man. Nor do I think he'll look for any. So, what now? Well, I don't know what to do. But we do have this little little time before the party's due to recover, so I'm gonna try to consult with the leaders and, like, figure something out. Well, he's well versed in Eorzean history. Yeah. The Conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies, that there's much we don't know about the Empire. Well, I'm sure he'd be happy to tell us. Well, yeah, maybe. If we had skirt the store of displeasure, we bet yet come to answers. And if it does mean sailing closer to the wind. Hey, so how's this, part is not likely to bring peace, but I had hopes to learn something of the Emperor Varys' relationship with the Asians. Yeah, but he is in league with them. It's not like he just volunteered the fact. And if he's not, then how much weaker will his position seem for the presence if you're able to brute the particular subject will need to be subtle. Well, what that I would know more of the man if you would indulge me, Lord Hien. Your relationships and imperial education, do you not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? Yeah. Administration of the gods is forbidden. The only worship permitted here is that as Radiance's own person. That sounds like religion. Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical. Then they're like, yeah. Flaws con much of the doctrine they face. Logical on the surface perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. More of discussion of the various disciplines might prompt Varys to reveal something. Okay, tells you 12 adversity belay Alsace tying or rejecting. May as well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Well, it's unconditional surrender is all he'll accept, don't you think? Yeah, before maybe, but I can't help but think he has some other end in mind. Yeah, he's building up to something. Well, how should we approach the rest of the parley? Have you anything to say? Yeah, maybe we should leave the Asians out for now. Yeah. That's probably a good idea, actually. Okay, well, what now? No, it remains is to wait for the Emperor, and is to wait the pleasure of the Emperor and hope we fare better at the second attempt. Okay.
Now then, who would have the floor?
I feel like we did not get much of a plan together for this.
Nope.
Like, this guy clearly doesn't care about the value of, like, our people, obviously.
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
Like, good.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affair surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
Yeah?
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
Good question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
Yeah, you're kind of making things worse, aren't you?
When you put it
Oh,
like that,
geez, I just realized how bad the
starts to sound
texture
like
on
an
his arm
excuse, doesn't
looks.
it? But to distract
Hey,
from what?
don't look at it.
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause.
Okay.
My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be.
Yeah, I like the way this
doing
is
so,
going.
mankind will be made whole once more. No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences.
Dissension,
there will be
huh?
but one race, a perfect race, as we
Yeah.
were when time began.
There we go.
What in Rolga's name are you talking about?
Yeah.
I am talking about the origins of the star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother.
Oh my gosh. It's all just racism.
You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures.
I mean, like, dude, man.
To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined.
What are, like, humans called in this world? Like, here's or whatever?
Here.
Yeah, we fought here bandits. Like, you can't just say, oh, it's like racism, like, all problems are just race differences, and just leave it at that. I don't think that explains things at all.
That is the goal the Empire would see.
It explains more than you think.
The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
Like, I imagine this game's not going to go in the direction of, like, oh, this guy is right. Like,
I
obviously.
have heard this tale of the source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Is it?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom.
Like,
My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense if he did.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
Just going straight out for it.
What?
Just straight up.
Yes. My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters when the prize is true and lasting peace?
I don't think they're like... They don't seem that trustworthy, dude. No, your prize is to lie, your masters are demons.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Imagine
we're
a
going
world
there.
united. One perfect race beneath a single standard.
Yeah, so it's not enough to just conquer the world. Everyone has to be Garlean.
An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate.
Yeah, when you put it like that, no.
I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Well, there's probably gonna be a few.
We would aid you in
They'll
your
probably
plotting.
only be in one group, though. So I guess that would accomplish his ends.
It is unthinkable! Unconscionable!
This dude's insane.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
I don't see how this makes any logical sense at all right now. Because it's like, alright, so it's like, alright, wipe all the cat people and stuff. Like, yo, Lalafeld's gone, like, yo, elf people gone, like, John's gone, whatever. We'll have so many less dudes to work with to fight the Ascians. The fuck are you on about?
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler?
Oh my gosh.
The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the
I
weaknesses
will
of another.
say, this one scene is way more compelling than anything in Stormblood.
Yeah, it sure is.
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
I'm not gonna join you. We could we could take them out, man. Like, we could just throw a crystal at 'em. Done. Like, we could do it. I've killed one of these things before.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
Yeah. Are we gonna just attack him? Nobody's right there, though. But Monk. I can punch good. Dude, let me boot shine.
You see how big this guy is?
I don't know if he can take a twin snake.
I mean, he's the father of that guy who you couldn't beat for most of Stormblood.
Yeah, just let me at him. So should we call it here for the night?
I want to get this done. Don't start the quest, but talk to Lise real quick.
To face war.
Okay, that's probably the quest to begin the dungeon. I mean, do you need to do anything before the D&D session?
I need to eat.
Yeah, me too. Okay, we'll have to do it next time then.
Yeah, we'll just do it next time. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess, like, thanks for showing up for everyone's here right now, and I guess we'll see you guys around later. Wait, what?
Diplomacy has failed.
Diplomacy has failed us. We cannot diplomatize with horrible racists.
Alright.
Later.
Later.